Hello everyone, welcome to Simple English Hub, where we make learning English easy, fun, and effective. Today, we're going to talk about something that many English learners struggle with: how to become a fluent English speaker. Have you ever found yourself understanding English perfectly when reading or listening but feeling completely stuck when it's time to speak? Do you ever hesitate, feel nervous, or worry that you might make a mistake? If so, you are not alone. Many learners experience this, but the good news is that fluency is not something you are born with. It's something you can develop with the right strategies, daily practice, and a confident mindset. In this lesson, I'm going to walk you through step-by-step methods to help you overcome fear, improve your speaking skills, and start talking like a native. I will also share real-life examples, practical exercises, and mindset shifts that will make a huge difference in your journey. So, grab your notebook, stay with me till the end, and let's dive into it. One of the biggest reasons why many learners struggle to speak English fluently is fear of making mistakes, fear of being judged, or fear of sounding unnatural. But let me tell you a secret: even native speakers make mistakes. Think about your own language. Do you always speak perfectly? Probably not. So, instead of aiming for perfection, focus on communication. Imagine you meet a foreigner who is learning your language. If they make small mistakes, but you understand them, does it matter? No. The same goes for English. Your goal is to be understood, not to be perfect. The first step to fluency is changing your mindset. Instead of thinking, what if I make a mistake? Start thinking, every mistake I make is a step towards fluency. The more you practice, the more confident you will become. Now, let's move on to practical techniques that will help you improve your speaking skills quickly. One of the most powerful ways to improve fluency is speaking every day, even if you don't have a partner. Many learners wait until they find someone to practice with, but the truth is, you can practice on your own. One great technique is self-talk. Talking to yourself in English throughout the day. Describe what you are doing, your thoughts, or your plans. For example, in the morning, you can say, I'm making coffee. After that, I will read a book for 10 minutes. At night, you can reflect. Today was a great day. I learned a lot of new words. Another effective exercise is shadowing, where you listen to native speakers and repeat what they say as quickly and accurately as possible. Choose a short clip from a movie, TV show, or YouTube video. Play a sentence, pause, and repeat it, mimicking the pronunciation and rhythm. This trains your mouth muscles and makes your speech sound more natural. Another key to fluency is learning phrases instead of individual words. Many learners focus on memorizing vocabulary lists, but fluency comes from knowing how to use words in real-life situations. Instead of just learning beautiful, learn phrases like, that's a beautiful view, or you look beautiful today. This way, when you speak, your brain will recall full expressions, rather than struggling to put words together. One of my friends, who is now fluent, used this method by writing down useful phrases and practicing them daily. He would say things like, I totally agree with you, that makes sense, or let me think about it. Because he practiced these phrases often, they became automatic, and he could respond naturally in conversations. Another important factor in fluency is listening. A lot of listening. The more you expose yourself to natural English, the more familiar you become with common phrases, pronunciation patterns, and intonation. But here's the key. Don't just listen actively. This means paying attention to how words are used in different contexts. Try watching TV shows or listening to podcasts, then pause and repeat sentences. A great exercise is dictation. Listen to a sentence, write it down, and check if you got it right. This improves both your listening and speaking skills at the same time. One of the biggest mistakes learners make is only focusing on grammar rules instead of actual communication. While grammar is important, it should not stop you from speaking. Think about how children learn a language they don't study grammar first. They learn by listening and speaking naturally, instead of worrying about whether your sentence is 100% correct. Focus on expressing your thoughts clearly. The more you speak, the better your grammar will naturally become over time. A big challenge for many learners is not having enough speaking opportunities, but there are so many ways to practice. You can join online speaking groups, language exchange programs, or even hire a tutor. If you don't have anyone to practice with, try recording yourself speaking and listening to the playback. This helps you identify areas to improve, such as pronunciation, clarity, and pace. One effective strategy is to choose a topic and speak about it for 1 minute every day. For example, one day, you can talk about your favorite food, another day, about your hobbies, and so on. Over time, this will train your brain to think in English without translating. Another tip is thinking in English as much as possible. Many learners struggle with fluency because they first think in their native language, then translate into English. This takes too much time and makes speaking slower. Instead, train yourself to think directly in English. Start with simple things. When you see an object, name it in English. When you feel happy, say to yourself, I feel happy. The more you practice, the more natural it will become. Lastly, don't forget the power of confidence. Many learners actually know enough English to speak well, but hesitate because they feel nervous. The best way to overcome this is to push yourself out of your comfort zone. Challenge yourself to start small conversations, order food in English, or introduce yourself to new people. The more you do it, the easier it gets. And that's it. Today, we covered how to become a fluent English speaker by focusing on confidence, daily practice, learning phrases, listening actively, thinking in English, and overcoming the fear of mistakes. Remember, fluency is not about being perfect. It's about being able to communicate your ideas naturally and confidently. The key is consistent practice. Keep speaking every day, and don't be afraid to make mistakes, because every mistake is a step closer to fluency. If you found this lesson helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment sharing your biggest challenge with speaking English. Let's keep learning together, and I'll see you in the next lesson.